Joining us now, South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace, who has made it her mission to find out the truth and get justice for those victims. Congresswoman, your thoughts? A lot of political theater that day. Bondi coming under fire. What do you think?
A lot of political theater, and unfortunately for the real victims that are out there, they made the judiciary hearing a true circus rather than getting to the bottom of the truth and those individuals that are co-conspirators that have not been fully investigated or indicted, let alone served any prison time. Because you can't tell me that in the last 20 years of this investigation, because it started a long time ago, long before Trump, who, by the way, is exonerated in the files totally and completely, and was basically a whistleblower and kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. The only honest broker in this thing is Donald Trump. But this has been going on for 20 plus years, and we still don't know why other people weren't indicted. And I'm going to be coming forward with a list of names that I want to have and haul to the oversight committee of people whom I believe may be witnesses, maybe predators, but folks with information that get to the bottom of it. Because if the deep state isn't going to do its job over the last 20, 25 years, I'm going to do their job for them. And we're going to do a serious job of it, because this is the victims, the real victims, deserve nothing less.
Trump also blew the whistle on Ghislaine Maxwell. He talked to the police. And Congresswoman, you sent a letter to Pam Bondi this week. Tell us what you're asking for, and what is your response to the criticism that President Trump has received, and he's pushing back, saying that this is all kind of this obsession regarding the Epstein files is a hoax. And what do you say to that?
Well, to the letter to Pam Bondi, is the DOJ put up documents on the website as part of this new law that we have to release everything, the Epstein Transparency Act. And unfortunately, the DOJ has subsequently quietly removed certain documents from the DOJ website after they were posted. And so I wrote a letter asking what documents were removed, why they were removed. It may be because there were redactions that were done incorrectly. And I would like to know, why and what kind of documents they are. And then I would like to know the timing of when they're going to be put back up there. One of the things that I did note last week in my reviewing the documents that were unredacted is that the Southern District of New York provided redacted documents specifically as it relates to potential co-conspirators. And so allegedly the DOJ doesn't even have those names or that information. I find it hard to believe, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Next week, I'm sending a letter to the Southern District of New York to get those documents unredacted. I want the co-conspirator names. I'm also sending a letter to the CIA, because I have my hands on some information that I believe the CIA has in their possession. I want a copy of every passport that Epstein has ever had under every pseudonym as well. There's more to this than meets the eye, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Why is this your mission?
Well, I'm a survivor. And just over a year ago, I told my story on the House floor. And I feel it's very important to me. It's not political here. This is deeply personal, that anyone who has abused a child, abused men and women alike as adults, that they get the full throttle of the law. And the Epstein saga really is emblematic of a cultural issue in America, that if you say sexual assault or you're a victim who's a child, no one ever goes to jail. And that's true not just in the Epstein case, but a lot of cases. There are cases all across South Carolina, whether it's a murder investigation, a sexual assault, child pedophilia, et cetera, where these people never go to jail. There's a case that someone sent me on Facebook a couple months ago, and I verified it. 1,900 images of kids as young as 3 being assaulted by animals and other things, and humans and adults alike. And that pedophile saw 1 day in jail. And, the Epstein thing is just emblematic of, if you're rich and powerful or connected, pay the right attorney, these things get buried, and the kids deal with a lifetime of trauma. And it's just my personal mission to get justice for everybody.
What do you make of the Democrat hypocrisy? They're now shouting, release the Epstein list and release the files. Meantime, they did nothing under Joe Biden. This is spanning back 20 years. So what do you make of that hypocrisy? Because we probably have a guarantee that most of those guilty of all this, they are from the Democrat
There are a
Party.
lot of Democrats.
Yes.
They're more on the left than on the right, but Jeffrey Epstein was equal opportunity here. He picked off Republicans and Democrats alike, and we need to hold all of them accountable. But this is beyond, this is not about Donald Trump. And that's what I hate about this, because they're taking the stories away from the victims and just saying Trump because they don't like him and they hate him. But this goes beyond Biden. He didn't do it. Donald Trump did it. Donald Trump is the one that got these files out. Obama didn't do it. He had a chance to bring more of this public. He didn't do it. but this started really under President Bush. I mean, this goes back 20 plus years that they've known about this, have been investigating. I saw a list of people that have been given immunity deals. Most people were given immunity. There were parents that were basically lending out their underage daughters to get a free weekend in New York. There are women selling other women and underage girls to Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. So this is, it's really disgusting, but we got to expose all of it. And I'm going to be the one to do it, but regardless of the consequences.
Well, God bless you, and I continue to watch you as you expose the fraud and bring out the truth. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.